My name is Ava. I work at a small night train station where almost nothing ever happens. The job is simple. I sit behind a desk, check tickets, write notes, and watch the clock move slowly through the night. After midnight, the station becomes empty and silent. No voices, no steps, just the cold sound of wind outside. I always thought this place was boring but safe. That changed one night. It was 2:48 when I heard the train. I looked at the schedule board, but there was nothing. No number, no destination, no arrival. Still, I heard it clearly. A deep, heavy sound, like an old train moving slowly through the dark. I stood up and walked outside to the platform. The air felt different, colder than before, and hard to breathe. The lights above me flickered once, then became still. At the far end of the station I saw it, a train standing in the darkness. Its windows were glowing with a weak, pale light. The doors opened slowly without a sound. No one stepped out. No one moved inside. I felt something was wrong and I should go back, but my body did not listen. I started walking toward it, step by step, like something was pulling me closer. When I reached the train, I looked inside. There were people sitting in the seats. Men, women, maybe even children, but none of them moved. Their faces were pale and empty. Their eyes were open, but they did not blink. I stepped back and my heart started beating faster. Then one of them slowly turned his head and looked directly at me. His eyes were dark and still. I felt fear like never before. I wanted to run, but I could not move. Then I heard a voice behind me. "You are late." I turned quickly and saw a man in a dark uniform standing near me. He looked like a conductor, but something was wrong with him. His face was too calm, too empty, like he did not feel anything at all. "This train does not wait," he said quietly. I told him this train is not on the schedule, but he only smiled slightly. "It is always on the schedule," he said. I felt cold inside. I said I am not going anywhere, but he stepped closer. "You already have a ticket," he said. My hands started shaking. "No, I don't," I answered, but he slowly raised his hand and showed me a small paper. It had my full name on it written clearly. I could not understand how. "Where does this train go?" I asked. He looked at the train, then back at me. "Only one way," he said. I tried to step away, but my legs felt heavy, like they were not mine anymore. The doors of the train stayed open like they were waiting just for me. The people inside were still sitting, but now I felt like all of them were watching me, even if they did not move. I could feel their eyes. I said I don't want this, but the man said nothing more. He only moved to the side and pointed at the open door. Something inside me screamed to run, but my body did not listen. I walked forward slowly. The air near the train was freezing, and my breath became short. When I stood at the door, I looked inside again. One empty seat near the window, waiting, but this time I saw something else. On the seat there was a small bag. It looked old and worn. I do not know why, but I reached for it and opened it. Inside I found papers, photos, and a small notebook. My hands were shaking as I opened the notebook. On the first page I saw a name. Not mine, someone else. The writing was fast and messy, like the person was afraid. I read a few lines. It said the train comes at night and it takes people one by one. It said, "Do not go inside." It said, "If you read this, it means I failed." My heart started beating faster. I looked back at the people in the train. One of them looked familiar. I looked closer, and then I understood. It was the same face from one of the photos in the bag. The same person who wrote the notebook, sitting there empty and still. I dropped the bag and stepped back. I said I am not going. I will not go. The man in the uniform looked at me without emotion. He said, "You already did." I did not understand. I stepped back again, but the platform behind me looked different now. Longer, darker, and empty. I tried to run, but the ground felt strange, like it was moving under my feet. The station building looked far away, like it was no longer real. I heard the sound of the train getting louder, like it was breathing. The doors started closing slowly. I ran forward without thinking and grabbed the door. It stopped, just for a second. I stood there shaking. I could leave. I could run. But something inside me made me look back one more time. Inside the train I saw the window, and in the glass I saw my reflection. But it was not moving like me. It was sitting, inside, in the empty seat, waiting. My heart stopped. I looked at myself inside the train, and then I understood. I was already part of it. I stepped back in fear, but my body felt weak. The man said quietly, "The train does not take you, it replaces you." I tried to scream, but no sound came out. The doors closed fully. The train started moving slowly. I stood on the platform watching it go, but I felt something was wrong. I looked at my hands. They felt cold and empty. I touched my face, and it felt strange, like it was not fully there. I ran to the station building, and this time the door opened. I went inside and looked at the mirror on the wall. I saw myself, but something was missing. My eyes looked empty, still, like the people in the train. Days passed, but nothing felt real anymore. I still worked at the station, but I did not feel time. I did not feel tired. I did not feel anything. Then one night at 2:48, I heard the train again. I walked outside slowly. This time I was not afraid. I already knew. The train stopped. The doors opened, and inside I saw my seat, not empty anymore. Someone else was sitting there, looking out, waiting. And on the platform I saw a new person standing where I once stood, confused, afraid, not understanding what was happening. I looked at them, and for a moment I wanted to warn them, to tell them to run, but I could not speak. I could only watch, because now I am part of the station, and the train always comes back.